Hello everyone, welcome to GK Today. All the videos of GK Today are absolutely free and available on GK Today's YouTube channel. And if you are looking for interactive quizzes in text and also their solutions, please download GK Today's Academy Android app. We have several free and paid courses in that app. Now this particular series is of 60 videos and in each video we are going to discuss select 15 questions and we shall also do 500 test questions after end of this series. Now let's start with the questions on Indian polity. The first question is, which article of the Indian Constitution provides for Vice President of India? You have the following options and the correct answer is option C, that is Article 63. So Article 63 of Indian Constitution states that there shall be a Vice President of India and the Vice President acts as a President in the absence of the President due to death, resignation, impeachment or other situations. The next question is, what is the minimum age prescribed by the Constitution of India for a candidate to be elected as a Vice President of India? Now you have the following options and the correct answer is option D, that is 35 years. So the minimum age for a candidate to be elected as a Vice President of India is 35 years. Now let's also discuss minimum age of some of the other posts also. So the minimum age for a candidate to be elected as MLA is 25 years. Minimum age for a candidate to be elected as member of Lok Sabha is 25 years. And minimum age for a candidate to be elected as a member of Rajya Sabha is 30 years. And minimum age for a candidate to be elected as MLC is 30 years. Now the next question is, who make the electoral college for election of the Vice President of India? Now you have the following options and the correct answer is option A, that is only members of parliament. So like presidential election, the election of Vice President is held via a system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote, that is indirect election. However, Vice President is elected by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MPs. The MLAs and MLCs have no role to play here. This sounds to be an anomaly, but it is justified by giving logic that Vice President works as a President of the whole country in rare occasions when President is not available. So in normal circumstances, his work is to preside the Rajya Sabha. Now the next question is, when Vice President acts as the President, which among the following is or are true? So you have the following options and the correct answer is option B, that is he or she ceases to be the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So when Vice President acts as the President, he ceases to be the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The next question is, who among the following held the office of Vice President of India for 2 consecutive terms? Now you have the following options and the correct answer is option D, that is Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. So Dr. S. Radhakrishnan was elected as the first Vice President of India in the year 1952 and was elected as the second Vice President of India in the year 1962 to 1967. Now the next question is, who among the following is the ex officio chairman of the Council of States? You have the following options and the correct answer is option D, that is Vice President. So the Vice President of India works as ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha and presides over its sessions. However, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, who is elected from amongst the House members, take care of the day-to-day matters of the House in the absence of the Chairman. Now the next question is, who among the following is the ex officio chairman of Indian Council of World Affairs? Now you have the following options and the correct answer is option C, that is Vice President. So the Indian Council of World Affairs is a New Delhi based Indian think tank established in the year 1943 and it is developed exclusively for the studies of international relations and foreign affairs. By an act of parliament, it has been declared an institution of national importance in the year 2001. So the Vice President of India is ex officio chairman of the Indian Council of World Affairs. Now the next question is, the office of Vice President is modeled on the lines of which country's Vice President? You have the following options and the correct answer is option C, that is America. So the Vice President who occupies the second highest office in the country and is ranked next to the president in the official warrant of precedence. His office is modeled on the lines of the American vice president. Now the next question is, which of the following is correct with respect to the electoral college of vice president? So first is, it consists of both elected members and nominated members of the parliament, and secondly, it does not include the members of the state legislative assemblies. So you have to select the correct options from the quotes given below. So the correct answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2 are correct. See, the electoral college for the election of the vice president consists of both elected and nominated members of the parliament, and it does not include the members of the state legislative assemblies. Now the next question is, which system is used for the election of vice president? So you have the following options, and the correct answer is option A, that is system of proportional representation. So the manner of election of both president and vice president is same. Thus the election is held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote, and the voting is by secret ballot. The next question is, which of the following is not required qualification for the post of vice president? Now you should go through the following options, and the correct answer is option B, that is he should be qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. So a person should fulfill the following qualifications to be eligible for the post of vice president. Firstly, he should be a citizen of India. Secondly, he should have completed 35 years of age. Thirdly, he should be qualified for election as a member of the Rajya Sabha, and fourthly, he should not hold any office of profit under the union government or any state government or any local authority or any public authority. Now the next question is, how many electors are needed for nomination of a candidate for election to the office of vice president? Now you have the following options, and the correct answer is option B, that is 20. So the nomination of a candidate for election to the office of vice president must be subscribed by at least 20 electors as proposers and 20 electors as seconders according to the Constitution of India. Now the next question is, who administers oath to the vice president of India? You have the following options, and the correct answer is option C, that is the president. So the vice president has to make and subscribe to an oath or affirmation, we can say, before entering upon his office, and the oath of office to the vice president is administered by the president of India or some person appointed in that behalf by him. Now the next question is, to whom does the vice president submit his resignation? You have the following options, and the correct answer is option A, that is president. So the vice president of India holds office for a term of 5 years from the date on which he enters upon his office. However, he can resign from his office at any time, and he addresses his resignation letter to the President of India. Now the next question is, who can pass a resolution for the removal of Vice President of India? Now you have the following options, and the correct answer is option A, that is Council of States. So the Vice President of India can be removed by a resolution passed by a majority of all the members of the Rajya Sabha and agreed to by the Lok Sabha. That is, the resolution should be passed in the Rajya Sabha by an effective majority and in the Lok Sabha by a simple majority.